I'm back today with another alteration. This time it's an empty tea box or tin. It has a very tightly fit lid, so I will be careful not to add any paint or glue to the edges and the rim, so it will still open and close easily. I also won't bother to take off the paper, the advertisement, because it's stuck there really tight and it will all get covered up. So I cut some chipboard into strips and I will start with those to create a background texture. Now I fold them a little bit over so they mold nicely around the round edges. And for just those corner pieces, I will use my hot glue gun because it will take hold immediately. For the rest, I will use my tacky glue. Now, hot glue is something I use very rarely because it's not reliable. It doesn't really last forever. But in this case, you will see later, I will add other texture across those corner pieces and it will all hold really, really well. So after the corner pieces are done, I go on with the rest, just cutting them to size. And yes, here I use my tacky glue. And from here on, there is really not much to explain. It's all very simple. It will be a very textured box or tin when it's all done. I'm not going for an assemblage style, so all pretty easy to follow. All the materials I will be using will be in the captions like always, and I will talk to you towards the end. Enjoy. my completed tin or box, and the last two steps I mainly took because my home critics around here encouraged me to brighten it up just a wee bit. So I did. Between the wax and the rub and buff, I created some brighter highlights. It also brought out the overall texture even more. You can clearly see all the little dots and all the fibers. So I'm happy with the final outcome. Now I definitely gravitate to these darker colors, especially for this type of alteration, and the grungy and a bit rustic look was definitely what I was going for. Now when I started, I didn't just have one of these tins, but I had two identical ones. So I decorated the second one in much the same way as you can see to create a little set. Now I purposely made a couple of differences. Here I used those cardboard pieces vertically. Here I used them horizontally, wrapping around. Same here on the lid. Also the fibers, the majority of the design on this one is on the front and on the back. Here the main part is on the sides of the tin. But otherwise same paint, same materials and so on. Now these tins would have most likely ended up in the landfill, so I'm glad I was able to recycle, and all the other materials really only cost me pennies. I found these at a thrift store, so did I find the lace, and the little wooden blocks, I found a whole bag of those at the dollar store. Now the reason I did not overload these with added designs, metal or dangles, is because I wanted these to remain functional as a set and to be used maybe even back in the kitchen, because the lids come off very nicely, they're very tight, they're very clean, and they could definitely hold tea or coffee again. But of course you could put all kinds of things in these containers. So here on the lids I actually added some black felt off camera because the company logo was embossed in the metal, and this kind of covered it up nicely. So here it is, my little set of containers, and these will definitely end up in my Etsy store really soon. I hope you enjoyed today's process and it gave you some ideas. Maybe you have some old tins laying around that need a makeover or a facelift. I had a lot of fun doing it. I love those little legs and the little knobs. It just gives it a little more character. So thank you so very much for coming. I appreciate it so much. Please stay safe and healthy and creative, and come and see me really soon again, latest by next Friday. Until then, bye bye for now.